Hello there. So this week I put in footsteps and I put in a audio volume just to hear some reverb in the area, and that was just to get a handle of some basic scripting for audio before I dive into using Fmod to change up the audio and everything and trigger events and etc. But here's what I've got. So you can hear these footsteps I found on Free Sounds. They're not very, uh, it's not great. I could probably edit some, but footstep. And it seems to, I've timed it to, be sort of like what a footstep would be because I don't have an actual animation. It's just first person. If you listen carefully, you should hear some reverb. There's an audio volume in this section here. And so, also, if you listen to this, there's no audio when the character's moving in the air, because that's kind of important, because there's nothing to make noise on. So, let me show you what I did to program that. I open the character. So, what I did was I added the audio as just a component, and I made it so that when the character moves, it first checks here. And what this checks is to see is the character on the ground. So if the character's grounded, good to go. If they're not, don't make any sounds. Then it checks to see if the sum of the axis values for the inputs are greater than 0. If they are, then go forward. Actually, wait. Yeah. So if they are, you're good to go. It'll continue on. If they're false, it'll check to see if the input values are less than 0. And that's so that if the player walks backwards, it also makes noise. Otherwise, the character wouldn't make noise when walking backwards, because the axis values are considered negative for backwards velocity. So then what happens is, if this is true, then it goes here. If not, then it does nothing. It goes to do once, and do once is just a node that says if you've been told to do something, only do it once until you're reset. So when this do once is completed, it plays the audio source, and then the audio source sets a timer for 4/10 of a second. Then the timer is set to run the function reset when the time is up. And reset says one reset step on the player. So reset step is this. It says clear timer, and then reset do once. And then if all this is true, this audio can be played again, or repeat. So just an endless cycle. So that is what the audio is doing and how I've programmed it. So in the future, I can add, instead of for this note here, I can add an enum based on what the player is walking on, and that'll play different sounds, and they can all just feed back into the same timer. I can add sounds for jumping, and stuff like that as well. I'm actually going to do the Fmod tutorials for Unreal 4, because I would like to be able to just go into Fmod and make the audio that way, and then just be able to pull it into here. It seems a lot more fluid than doing it this way. So that's that. I will hopefully have at least a whole section with audio next week. All right, thanks.